Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to another class. Let me check if everything is all fine, as I usually do. Let's wait a little bit. Hello, testing, as I usually do. Okay, so in today's class, we're gonna continue to explore and learn about the basic commands by doing some exercise, some questions. So in today's class, we'll see this. Let me hide this here. I guess there is a way to hide this. Minimap. Okay. So will be the question number 11. If I'm not mistaken, we already copied this class. Oh, wait. I give this class in another PC, so I need to... Oh, am I like, no, I need to do this. Go here and get latest. So it will be a pull. Okay, so the file is here. So just to explain what happened, like I am using the Git hub as the source control, and I was using another computer in the last class. So I did the change and I upload to the server, but in this computer I didn't download that. So that we're gonna learn about Git later on. So don't worry about that right now. So let's go. This is the question. I open this here. So the question is, well, actually, I did a little change in here. Let me copy again, just to make sure that everything is fine. So the question statement is, read the buying price or cost and the desired profit percentage and calculate the sales price of a product. So let me see if it's the price of a product. No, it's going. So this is a algorithm, is a piece of program that runs in almost every website, every web store, every company that sells anything. So the basic idea about commerce is we want to sell some goods or service, and they want to have some profit. So usually it's way more complicated than just this, but this is part of the calculation. So we buy a product that you expend some money, that will be the cost. We define what is the percentage of profit we want to take, 10, 20, 30, 50%, and we calculate the sales price. Okay? There is one thing here that I will not talking about and bring later on, because I want to give you an example how important it is to really explore all the domain data, really understand the business, because wherever you're gonna work, you're gonna be paid to do coding, and we'll be solving real life problems, so problems that company has, and then we'll see how easy we can do mistakes. Okay, so let's just see this. During the test I will show something, and then let's see how we're gonna fix that if we need to fix that. Okay, so in this case, remember, whatever you do, forget initially about coding. Focus on, is the problem statement like clear for me? Do I need more clarification question? How do I solve this? If you cannot solve it, don't try to do the coding, because it will be impossible. How you will teach a machine to solve something if you don't know the solution? Cool. So let's do what the basic idea of like data process. We have the input here. What is our input? Is the buying price and the desired profit. Let me make even bigger so we can have it. And let me do something like this. Okay, here will be our program, and what is our output? our output will be the sales price. The price that we should sell our product that we bought for this price to reach this profit. Profit is like this. If you expend X to buy something and you sell, your profit will be how much you sell minus how much you spend. And usually this is given by percentage. That's why I told you that in coding, the math we really need to know is the basic for operation, integer division, and the mod operator to get the remainder of the operator, and percentage, because a lot of things in our daily is percentage. Okay, borrow rate percentage, rate increase percentage, salary increase percentage. So we use that every day, and it's something that most of people know how to calculate, but it's important that we are used to do it because it's something that we do very often. So here we need to do some calculation, or we need to do a formula. What is this formula? How to find the sales price. Okay, so the sale price will be something by, we need to get this desired profit that will be a percentage. We have to calculate the profit percentage applied to the buy price, and we have now to return the buy price plus the profit. So for example, if we bought a product that is like $150, we buy for 100, and our goal is to have 30% of profit. Then what we need to know is how I calculate 30% of 100. So some people already know how to do that directly. I will explain how I learned it, just in case you help you to memorize this and apply wherever you want. Though, so I assume that some of you don't know yet. So I will explain how I learned when I was young, a kid in Brazil. And sometimes they teach in different ways. But let me see if this is going to help you. Otherwise, you have to ask for help. If you are in a company and you are not sure, don't be afraid to ask questions. We are not expect to know everything. We are expect to find the solution or understand the problem to be able to do the coding. As long as you know how to solve the problem, then we can come with a coding solution for it. So I don't want any of you to be blocked by, oh, I'm not good in math, I cannot do this, because that is a little part of coding, is to do some basic math. And you have now Google, ChatGPT, Copilot. You can easily go there and say, oh, how I calculate a percentage of a value. The most important thing here is to clarify this, because sometimes, most of the time, when we're going to do some work, we don't know about the business domain. We need to learn. I give you an example right now. I already told that before, but I like to repeat stuff. I joined a company to work in an accounting product. So what is my challenge now? Accounting rules, account logic. Doesn't matter how good I am in coding. I'm supposed that I'm good. If I don't know accounting, I am not as much as effective for another developer that maybe is not that good coder, but they know account. At least he will be able to build stuff. So what I'm trying to tell is that in our career, we will be learning other domains or new domains to apply our coding skills. Is that why I like to tell that sometimes a person that has hard time learning coding, but has good skill to learn those business, has good skill to communicate, to clarify, that has like perseverance and like is dedicated, in the long run, will have a better career than someone that is really good, like in, I would say, analytical skills and all that, but lacking that interest and that skills to communicate, to learn, to like to engage in new stuff. So it's like sport. Sometimes some people is very good in the basic and they think they are like a star. Some other has hard time to master some basic thing, but they keep doing it, they keep practice, and then in the long run they become a better athlete than one that has talent but didn't have the proper dedication. Okay? So I will teach you a formula here just to make sure that wherever you need to calculate a percentage, you have a formula that is easy to remember and you can apply. So the way that I learn is like this. 150 in this case let me put here $150, but we don't need to 150. Let me put just to emphasize it. So $100. Oops. Is the 100% for us because we want to calculate a percentage from this value. So this is the 100. Forgive me about my hand right here. I'm using like a trackball, and even with my handwriting is not good. So 150 is 100%. My profit in this case, what I'm looking for, I will call just P here to be easy, because in this case, profit will be 30%. In the way that you do to make this expression is we multiply those two. So 150 multiplied by 30 is equals to, and then we get those two, P multiply by, oops, multiply by 100. So whatever you are looking for here, like if you are looking for this will be a variable. You can always use this formula. And now we have to simplify this formula. So we are looking for P. So let's put P multiplied by 100 on this side. Come on. Just to make it easier for us. Is equals to 150 multiplied by 30. And I'm pretty sure you learned that at school. So if 100 is multiplying on the side of the equals, if they go to the other side, go dividing. So it will be P percentage will be equals to 150 multiply, oh, come on, multiply by 30 divide by 100. Sorry, there is an easy way to do this. We have like 150 here and 30 here. So we can annulate those zeros, because whatever multiply here, we can just take, oh, sorry. We can divide by 100. We can cancel this 0. Oh, come on. What the heck? We can cancel this 0 here with this 0. And then this 0 here with this 0. So what we end up? 15 multiplied by 3 divided by 1. So actually this make P equals to 45. Not sure if I help you, dear, but it's just to make sure that somehow you know how to calculate percentage. You can apply this formula for whatever you are looking for. For example, if you don't have the total, they give you all, the value is X is 100%, the percentage is this, the value is this, percentage is what is the total. So you just need to isolate this and do the calculation. So this formula works to calculate any of those. I don't feel I do a good job explaining percentage. So I would recommend you to go to YouTube, go to ChatGPT or whatever, or find a friend and could you give me some explanation about how to calculate percentage? It's a good skill for a software engineer to know how to be good in calculate percentage. Cool? If you're in doubt, just ask and you learn, okay? Don't think you cannot do coding because you are not good at math, or you cannot do even some basic math. That is part of the work. Okay? It's like anything else you're going to learn. We're not going to know the solution up front. You have to search for a solution. Some people, they just build a solution in their mind. Some other one has to work harder, and someone need to do some research. That happens. Okay? So let's go to our coding here to see if we can somehow come to this. So the first thing is we didn't ask if buy price, desired profit, or sale price, they should be integer or float. Normally, they are all float because price, as we can see all around, they have decimals. Usually when you talk about money, decimals are an important part of the value. But like I said, I already work in a company where all the amount of money currency was integer. So you have to ask. So what do you do? Well, in this case, we have two inputs. The first one, let's call here buy price. We know that will be a float. And we'll read it. Is input. And we give a prompt that will be buy price. This I think is clear to everybody. We already learned about the input command that is going to read whatever the user type as a string, and then we're going to convert to float and then store in this variable. I think in this point it's clear to everybody. I will do the same for desired profit. And I say it's a float, input, desired profit. And I can say this to make sure that they know is not the amount, but the percentage. Usually is how it's expressed. Now, what do you do? Well, let's calculate the profit. So the profit, we kind of have the formula here. Profit will be the buy price multiplied by the desired profit. Remember, it's 30. And multiply is not x, it's star. My bad. And divide by 100. It doesn't matter how good you are in math or where you get the formula from, we must test it. It's way better an engineer or a coder that does good testing than one that is very smart and don't do good testing. Today, in the market, if you are not good, validate your own code, testing it, you'll be behind the competition because the companies want to move fast, but they want to avoid mistakes. So whatever I type here, we have to verify I'm doing it right, and we have plenty of tools to help us figure out. We can ask. We already saw that Copilot can give you some wrong answer, but they give most of the answer correct. So you can go to some tools on the internet or how to calculate and see how that is. Or you can ask for business people, oh, could you help me figure out? I create this routine and giving those values, those are the response. Are this correct? These two very important skills is to clarify question about the problem. And the second one is to do a good work in testing your logic. So this will be our input. This is our processing, and then we're going to do the output here. So they want to see the sales price. So you can say, okay, sales price will be the buy price plus the profit. Buy price. If I want to make this even better, I can rename this variable. Instead of call desired profit, oh, I put a E there that I could say profit, or even better, desired profit percent. This is not a bad idea because, okay, it's 3 words, but make clear that this is desired profit and is a percentage, it's not an amount. This is the profit. This is a value, it's not a percentage. Will be calculated based on a percentage. And now that we have that, what we do a print. And we know that will be a format string because I want to say, look what I can do to make it pretty. Like, no, let's go simple. I can just say this, sale price equals to, and then the variable sales price. A good skill to have. The question just told us and calculate the sales price of the product. Maybe you are create little piece that is just expect to do that. But you could ask, oh, do you know, to the business analyst, oh, do you know, do I need to add the profit here just to help the user? Like I could say something like it, sale price is this, and the profit that we are having is this. Maybe the analyst can say, no, please do only what I'm asking you to do. And you say, okay, sorry, but you try it. Because maybe they can say, that is a good idea. As we calculate, why you don't show to the user? Or even if you can add in a response, because maybe we don't need it right now, but you need in the future. So what I'm trying to do here is to plant some seeds in our mind that is going to grow, and you'll be pay attention to all those details. And regardless what you do, we have to test. So let's do this here that we already know. Let's go here and print it. Let me do this. It's saying that there is some difference here. And I will say, for now it's fine. let me stop this here and close this file. Let me just get some close. Let me move those away. And let me run. I see override. So I already saw something not good here. I put buy price, but I forgot to put like some nice thing here. See? I do all that on purpose to show you how important it is to pay attention to details. So I put the 2-point space there, and here the same. So the user know very clear that, oh, this is the buy price, and see, the other one, we didn't have that, where is it? We didn't have that nice, it was buy price and nothing. So now let's say the buy price was 150. I went and bought something to 150. It's very common to do that nowadays, like people go to some website or some place to buy used stuff or even new stuff, and then they resell right away. And they say, oh, I bought for 150 and I want in this one to have 30% of, let me put a breakpoint here, 30% of profit. So that means, and that's fun, you know, that means for every 100, we want 30%. So here we have 150. That is fun, you know. So will be 30 for the first 100, and now we have 50. And then you could think, oh, what left is the 50. And then we can say, oh, if 30% of 100 is 30, now we have the 30% for 50. That will be kind of half of that. Never mind. Let's do the calculation. It's better. I would confuse you with this. So now I hit enter. So now we say, okay, now let me get some space here. And let me make some space here as well. I will go here to view and zoom, and I put like 100% here. So now we can get some more space. And now let's see if we are doing the right calculation. It will be 150 multiplied by 30 and divide by 100. So it will be like 45. Okay? And then now we go here. What I'll try to say is that 30% of 100 is 30. And now we have 50. That will be half of that 30. So it will be 15. Okay, so it will be 30 plus 15. So that will be 45. And now what you say? Oh, I want to have 30% of my buy price, that 150. So I now have to do, okay, what I have to do? I have to get my buy price and add my profit, how much I want to make in my sales. So we say now that the sales price is 150 plus 45. And when we print, we can see those values. Okay, so just to make sure, let me just test something here. Okay. Oh, no, I thought the recording stopped. So one thing I recommend every one of you, when you do something like this and you are not sure, don't feel bad or shame. Just go here, any search mechanism, YouTube, Copilot. Let's use a Copilot here, just as I work in Microsoft. It's nice too. So we are in the Copilot and say, could you please explain me how to calculate a percentage of a number? Let's see what they will come up. So look, we have now one very good teacher. It's not perfect, but it's going to help us. It's funny because the format is, no, now it's good. So here the format is not okay. but you can read there, and it's funny. Look, not sure if he was listening to us, and he came up with the same example. I swear that is, I didn't like did any search with that before, anything like this. So they give us this. So now we can say, continue. We'll say, please, I created a function, a program in Python to calculate percentage. Could you please provide me values to test it? I would like a list with values, and you can even be more specific, represent a sales price, a buy price. Let's see where we go here. Buy price of a product and the desired profit percentage. And my function calculate the sales price. I already have the coding. I just need values to test. And please give me some float numbers values. Let's see how it happens. This is how we can leverage AI to do some work for us. So it's funny. Gave us the buy price, desired profit. Sorry, you forgot to provide the sales price. Let's see if he's gonna understand and give us. Okay, my advice, see now we got a better list to test. We'll learn later on in the future to add all those tests as part of a specific program called unit testing, because you see, now we have to spend some time to run this program multiple times, giving those values. Let's see if it's correct. 12.50 buy price, the profit 15.5, and then I will even remove the breakpoint. So see, the sales price is 14.43. So yes, he just did the wrong, or maybe the right. He used like 2 decimals. So that is one thing that, imagine that you are doing an interview and you did like this, and someone asks, oh, wait, when we calculate the profit or the sales price, should we do any rounding? So imagine that they said, yes, please do round on both. So here we'll do like round. Or let's do this. The round could be here, or could even be when we are doing the logic. So we could say, okay, round this with 2 decimals. And then round this as well with 2 decimals. Another secret. Some people don't like to do this. Use like function with the expression. They think it's better to do something like this. Look, I will comment this line, I will copy, and I will have 2 lines. One with the calculation, and the other one with just the round. Because then you'll be more visible that we are calculating the profit, and then later on we are doing a round that profit, that same profit with 2 decimals, and we are storing the same variable. So it's the same as the other one. Some old school developers say, oh no, I put here because it's one less line. But I always prefer some clarity. So let's keep it this way. I'll put that comment there just so we remember that we can do that way. And we could do the same for the sales price. So we could have the sales price with a, we already have, no? Like this, or we could have in 2 lines. Both are okay. Okay, so it will be like this. The sales price will be this. And after you calculate the sales price, we do the round, the same sales price with 2 decimals. Cool. Another important thing that happens daily that you're only going to know if you make quests. I saw so many crazy bugs based on that. Money that was missing because no one knew that someone was doing a rounding for less decimal position than it was supposed to. So it's very common to do something like this. Let me undo this just to say, okay, we don't do the rounding here. We only do the round in the last step. Because doing the round here, we can maybe change the numbers a little bit, but when you are doing, for example, one invoice that has hundreds or thousands of products, and we do the calculation like this, at the end of the day, we can have cents or dollars. And when you do like millions of those invoices every day, that can be a lot of money going out. So I hope I'm not confusing. What I'm trying to say is that when you do rounding, it's very common to not do rounding in the middle of the processing. We just do our calculation. As we did initially. And then when we're going to present or return or in the final thing, we can do a round in there. Okay, this is not a big deal. It's just to tell you that sometimes we need to do some rounding, but only in the last step. Let me get some space here so we can see the entire code. What did I do wrong here? Oh, it's missing one parenthesis here. Okay, now what you do, let me go back here and create a little bit of space. Let's run again, save and run again. Please pay attention. We're only going to see all those details. This is why you have so many bugs in coding. Remember, I told you I would show something that I said, I'm not going to ask that now because sometimes it's very hard to figure out this up front. Only when you are testing and then there is a bug. Your routine failed. Why? You gave us with 4 decimals. You're supposed to only 2. So that is important to pay attention. With time, we learn about this. Okay? So then let's go back there and say 250. And then the desired profit is 15.5. We didn't ask for the profit, but that's fine because now we can see, okay, the sales price is correct. So we can assume that profit is correct as well. I want you all to feel this pain of, we need to run again. And then we have to test 23.75, enter, 20.0. So it's 28.50 or 0.5. This is fine. Imagine that we finish to test all this and then we do a little change. In theory, we need to test all over again. So I want you all to feel, oh my God, we need to have an automatic way to test our code. There is no software engineer today that will be considered a good one if they don't have that in mind. My code has to be tested automatically. We will learn this in the filter. We are just learning coding, but I want to prepare you for the big thing in the filter. Sorry if I confuse you, but what I'm trying to do is, when we do intermediary calculation, we don't do any rounding. I work in a company, a big one, that we have a severe issue that money was vanished. Some products, the price was 0.0000 some cents. And then someone did a rounding in the middle of the processing, but that price was supposed to be multiplied to big numbers because it was like thousands or hundreds of thousands of hours. And then we have some money for that. And when we did the rounding, we make those numbers 0. So when we multiply by the usage, the end was 0. And then all the invoice was missing a lot of money. Luckily, later on, the accounting team noticed that, oh, well, there is a loss in revenue, a huge loss in revenue. And then all the teams went crazy, like more than 30 people in a call to figure out. And then, oh, there is a team here that did a change and they did a rounding. And no one could figure out why they put that rounding there. Sometime happened. Okay, so now you can understand why you have so many bugs, because those little details can really go, and we don't check it. Cool. So let's keep testing. Let's put something like this: 45.99 and 10.75. 50.93. So this is where maybe we should or should not do the profit here. So some little variance is expected, depending how many decimals is being used. So what you need to do is go to your business person, present those values, say, oh, my routine return this. Is this right? And then they have to tell you if it's right or not, because even you do the proper math, sometimes you need to maybe not do any rounding, or maybe round with more decimals. So we never know. And it's not up to us to decide that. The business decide that. Meantime, we'll have some guess, and you'll be wrong. So the best thing to do is to confirm. So better than the super smart is to be able to communicate and clarify all this. Then we'll test again, now with like 78.30 and having 25.50. So that will be 98.27. So this is very important to check, oh, who is doing the wrong calculation, us or maybe what they use there, because depending on how they did this, is going to change. How will you make sure that it's correctly? By asking and verifying. For example, a good engineer will provide a list of values, input, output, and you ask someone from the business, could you please validate for me? And one thing that happened for me a few times, I was asking for this validation for the business people. Maybe sometimes the business people was busy and all that, and I had to deliver the software. So I had to go to him with a piece of paper with that values, because I asked, oh, did you test? He said, yes, it's okay, it's good. But he didn't answer by email or anything like that. But then I went there and said, oh, could you sign for me, please? He said, oh, wait, I don't want to do a better test. I knew that he didn't did a proper test, maybe just like for, but I want his acknowledgement and participation that was some tax calculation, and I need his sign up to say, oh, I as the software engineer I don't know the business, but I got the formula from him, and I want to make sure that when I translate those formulas to the code, I didn't do any mistake. So the lesson here is, don't be scared or afraid if you don't know upfront how to do all the calculation, because you have time to learn, to verify, and after you finish, you have to do all the testing. So let's do this, the last one. We don't need to do all the ones in here, but in reality we need. And 5.5. So they are very close, and sum was exactly right. Okay, so please pay attention to those details and make sure that whatever you do you have the proper time to do the testing. Otherwise, you're going to do silly mistakes, and that is not going to be good for your career, because when you finish this code, you're going to go to your portal, Jira, and say, oh, I finished my work, please do the test or release, and then the QA team will come right after you, say, oh, look, we test all those values and they are like different, they are wrong, they are all that, you didn't calculate correct. So it's not good for you. As a software engineer, as a programmer, we're gonna do lots of mistakes. If we could be watching every software engineer while they are doing the work, we do mistake over and over until we have the final solution. I would say that is like a sculptor working. So they get a piece of wood and they go like working, remove like piece by piece. But if you are looking there, you're gonna see, whoa, this does not look like something nice, because you have to until we have something that is functional, and then we can present. Is that why many engineers, they hate to do screen sharing or have someone in the side watching them do it? Because sometimes you have to be deep in your mind, and music, and forget about the word just to see, okay, what I need to do and all that, and some people is easily distracted. And it's very hard to work in the coding and explain or discuss them. That is the challenge when you're going to do code interview, because that is what expected to you. You get a problem to solve, and we need to explain what is your thought process. Oh, I want to save this because that. It's kind of like this, how you explain someone live, or how you are doing this. For example, I don't think I did a good job explain what a percentage is and how to calculate. I'm not a math professor, so I didn't do this many times to really learn about it, but I know how to calculate it. But sometimes it's hard to make easier for, I just show a formula here that always work, and then I have that memorized. Wherever I need to do percentage, I do that formula and help me. Okay, so I hope you are like winning or go over your fears about like what coding is, because this is something that we do daily. Calculate a percentage, we do daily. Now we create a program that we can just do this for millions of products in just a few minutes. You go to a grocery store, you go to something like that. Imagine that they have a big list of products. We should not be doing calculation by hand, one by one. So then we prepare this little code here. This will not be coming from the user, will be coming from a file, will be coming from another system that is make as a call, but this is the main logic. And we create something, we test it, we ship it, and then it's going to be used in our program. This is something that we will learn later on. Most of the stuff that we do will not be using like input directly. Those values will come from other like input source. Cool. So I hope you got this. I recommend you to watch some videos and do some research about how to calculate percentage. It's very important. It's a, like I said, basic math skill. The 4 basic operations. Integer division, to remember that the integer division there is a reminder. That is important. And percentage. So I will finish this class today. My advice is watch a few videos about how to calculate percentage and then do the next one. The next one is good because basically it's the same question. However, we have text. So we have to calculate 2%. And maybe you have some question there that will come up with later on. And something else that I like to point out is, what if we have a negative profit? Sometimes that happens. For example, we bought products, we sold most of them, and now there is some there because the season is off, no one is buying them anymore. And we could say, okay, do you know what? I bought something for 150 and I want to have minus 30%. Let's see what happened here. Minus 30%. What will be the sales price? Look how nice this is. The calculation did work. Because the minus 30% will be minus 45. When we get that minus 45 and we add it to this, we remove 45. So instead of sell to 150, we sell to 105. That means we are losing money, but we thought, oh, we bought this product 6 months ago. Imagine that we bought like thousands of this. We have just a dozen that is there, and no one wants to buy it anymore. We say, okay, let's have a negative profit. We lose money, but we don't lose the full money. So at least we are getting some back. And as we sold thousands of them, this minus 45 for a few is not a big problem. And we have some happy clients that came to our store. So there is a big science behind this. So it's very hard for someone to remember this. If a candidate in an interview gets a question like this, that sometimes is a question like this, and you can ask, oh, could we have like a negative desired profit? Or could you sell for less instead of plus 30%, minus 30%? Do you see? Sometimes it's right because we just the math and math works. Instead of a positive 30%, we have negative percent. Okay, so we could go back there, ask for some desired profit to be negative and do more testing to make sure that we are correct. Cool. So remember not remember, but pay attention that how many little details we have or must know to make sure that our code is working fine. So coding is not just about talent or be a genius or be very smart. It's about do what needs to be done to clarify the problem, learn how to solve, apply the solution, and test it. Cool. So thank you for joining and see you next class and God bless you. Bye.